Hey, Wixman Ray here. Had a little break there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Today is February 4th, 2026. It's middle of the week, Wednesday, hump day. Hey, I'm showing you the satellite. You've probably seen this before if you watch my channel. Out across the west, pretty clear out here. A little bit of fog down here in the Central Valley, but it looks like it's burning off. That'll rinse and repeat pretty much every night until we get a system clear that out. So you can expect that out in California. Up in the Pacific Northwest, we got some clouds and some periods of rain still going on up there. Otherwise, this is just some high cloud up across the north here with some spillover from a storm system up in Canada. All this stuff you're seeing here in the middle part of the country is just some lower level clouds. You got high pressure though, mostly through this area, so nothing too significant. All the greens, like if you watched our channel before, that's where the snow is up on the high elevations of in Colorado, Utah, California, and then we got some leftover snow still out in this area, even down into northwest Mississippi. This is a frontal system moving across the southeast here with some rain and a little bit of snow on the northern fringe up here. That's about it for satellite. I'll show you our normal, this is our weather observations. We'll go down to the southeast where it's the most active. We got a lot of rain out here from North Carolina, Georgia through the Florida Panhandle. Still a little chilly, 40s and 50s, but I mean, this will drop the temperatures briefly as this moves through Florida today and tomorrow. But looking forward, we're looking at warm weather ahead. So the southeast, all of this whole area where you guys have been cold, you're going to see warmer temperatures as we head towards the weekend and into next week. So just kind of scroll around. 20s and 30s up north, a little bit of light snow out here in New York, parts of New York. And my thing ain't updating, so sorry about that. But there we go. Yeah, 20s and 30s across the north. Pretty near average or even above average in some areas. Out west, really warm, mostly 50s out here across like Salt Lake City towards Reno, um, even up into Idaho and parts of Montana. Yeah, so yeah, looks like I don't see a whole lot on radar for rain. I guess that stuff up in Seattle, Portland area was just clouds. So I'm sure they got some more rain moving in though. So that's it for that. We'll move right along here. Um, so I'm going to show you this upper level. This is the what we call the upper level pattern, or at 500 millibars, which is about 18,000 feet above sea level. So that this is generally what kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in the upper atmosphere. So this is for right now. So you can kind of see this is what we call a ridge. This is a high pressure actually sitting right over the Great Basin over northwest parts of Nevada, parts of California here. So we got a ridge of high pressure in the upper levels. So that's directing all the systems up out of in this general area and up into Canada, and then they kind of swing down into the central and eastern U.S. So and this is what we call a trough of low pressure. So that's why this whole area has been so unusually cold and stormy, is because you have a when you see this kind of upper pattern, you're going to see weather systems and colder air, especially when it's coming straight down from Canada. So yeah, and then we got another little dip in the jet stream or trough here up in the northeast with a little bit of light snow up there. You see this? Sorry. Okay, I messed up. See this down here? There's a little low pressure sitting off the Baja of California. Shouldn't affect much of the United States for right now, but it's sitting out there. Something that us weather forecasters keep an eye on. I'll kind of show you the pattern. And the reason why I'm showing you this is we'll show you why it's going to warm up, and we'll see a little bit of a pattern change here as we head in through the weekend. So this has gone through time. So this is on Thursday. So you can kind of see this whole high pressure starting to expand more towards the central part of the United States, slightly but slowly. We still see this low pressure kind of sitting off Southern California, The way it's moving, it could bring a little bit of light rain to the southwest, maybe Southern California, but we'll have to take a look at that. You can still see this dip in the jet stream down here with the wind in the upper levels coming straight down from Canada. So that'll give that little quick cool shot, as I would call it. It's definitely not as cold as it's been through the southeastern Florida. So, and that'll be brief. So that'll keep it cool out in this part of the United States for Thursday. As we head into Friday, and this is Friday evening, so you're starting to see, yeah, like I told you, the central part of the U.S. is starting to get that high pressure. So we're seeing a little bit of change here going on. So this area will warm up, and the jet stream is starting to reorient it. We still got the cold air. It's kind of bottled up in here. We got that little system out here coming out of Canada, and that'll keep it cold in the Northeast for the weekend. But as we head into Saturday, so you see what's going on here, we start to see this ridge expand towards the east, and that's going to warm this whole area up. I mean, basically where I'm drawing my whole thing from, the northern plains down to the southeast. And then we see that low pressure down here, kind of staying south of California, so they may not see a lot of rain for the southwest part of the United States, at least not through the weekend. And we kind of still see a little bit of the high pressure lingering out west too. So, um, and then a weak little disturbance kind of went through the Rockies, but probably not a lot of weather with it. Maybe some clouds. But so as we head in, this is going into late Sunday. I mean, so this is Sunday night into Monday morning. So you kind of see we're changing here. So we got a broad, we call this a broad ridge over the entire United States. Still a slight dip, so it's going to be a little cooler in the Northeast. Sorry, but nothing unusual. It'll start trending more towards average, or maybe even a little above normal. And so that's going to make this entire part of the U.S. pretty much warmer, pretty warm, near to above average temperatures as we head into early next week. This little system still kind of staying south. We'll have to watch it. As we head into through the week, it looks like it kind of progresses, so it might bring a little bit of precipitation or something. We'll have to see what the lower levels look like, but that'll probably bring some rain to the south as we go through the week. But you can kind of see now. So as we're heading into next week, especially you start seeing after Monday, we're seeing more of a west to east pattern. So this is what us weathermen call, or meteorologists call, a zonal type pattern. So it's kind of a west to east. So you'll have systems coming across fairly quickly across the U.S. Typically, these systems are quicker movers and not as strong, with you know, in how much weather they produce. So, and as we go into the middle of next week, we see a dip in the jet stream out in the west. That may bring some rain and snow across the western part of the U.S. into the Great Basin and Utah, Colorado as we head towards mid to late week. Um, but yeah, so we're going to see a big change. The cold air is going to be gone for the southeast. The snow will probably finally melt out there that you saw out in Tennessee and Mississippi and parts of Arkansas where they've had that heavy snow cover. That's going to, I think, probably melt away as we head into next week. So there you have it. I'm just going to quickly show you the low levels, as we call it. This is just showing you the sea level pressure. So this is how we analyze our fronts and low pressures. So we're going to kind of go back in time and scroll through. So this is that system we saw when we first started, the front going across the southeast with some rain. This is for today. A little bit of light snow on the northern fringe, maybe an inch or two up there in North Carolina and Virginia, eastern Tennessee, but nothing too significant, nothing like the last system they had out there. But that may add a couple inches to where there might still be snow. As you head into Thursday, the rain kind of moves through South Florida, and a quick cool down for Thursday across Florida, and the rain kind of moves offshore. As we head into Friday, you got another cold front. This will bring that reinforcing shot of cold air for up in the northern, northeastern part of the United States. A little bit of light snow or snow flurries, maybe a couple inches at the most, but nothing they can't deal with up north. So And then by the time we get into the weekend here, that snow clears out as we go into Sunday, and it's still cold up in the Northeast. But you kind of look in the South, you see all these red dotted lines. That's showing you where the warm air is returning. So, and it's pretty quiet. You're starting to get under high pressure. You're starting to get a little bit of southerly, southwesterly winds coming off out of the desert Southwest and out of the Gulf. So that's going to warm this whole area up. We'll go back here and look at the west here. So we got a little bit of going on. So that little feature we saw down here will bring a little bit of spotty rain and snow across, these parts, but nothing too significant. Just some real light stuff. So nothing that's going to cause any issues in Southern California. We do have, it looks like it stays dry up in the Pacific Northwest for the next couple days, but as we head into the weekend, yeah, there's Saturday and Sunday. They get in a shot of rain, and that continues through Monday. Looks like it'll press inland into the northern Rockies and Great Basin with some rain and snow as we head into early next week. So, and that's where you're seeing that change in the jet stream. You can see up north, most of it's up in Canada. There's some snow up here. Maybe a little bit will dip down into the northern fringe of the U.S., but nothing too crazy. And then this is that stuff we saw that's that upper level trough, as we call it, moving into Texas. So some light rain will break out probably late Sunday into Monday, and that'll kind of spread east and get some rain out there, but definitely warmer. So, and then this is going into next week. Nothing, no real big significant systems. It looks like this little thing that's developing in Canada will clip through the Northeast early next week with another round of light snow. But yeah, no huge systems, no severe weather outbreaks or blizzards or anything of that sort. Um, but it looks like the mountains may start seeing a little more precipitation, which they need because they're been pretty dry out here for the past 2 to 3 weeks, most of the winter, in fact. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Just kind of round this up, I was going to show you the temperatures as we've been talking about. So this is kind of the anomalies. So this is basically for today. It's all warmer than normal from basically the plains all the way to the west. So out west, some of it's like 20 plus above normal. So really warm across the Great Basin and northern plains, northern area up into Montana. A little bit colder than normal out here, but nothing too significant. It's getting closer to normal for Florida and parts of the southeast. You can see that's that cool down right there. You can see these blues for Thursday. So a little bit below normal for this area, 5 to 10 degrees, maybe 15 in some areas, but so a brief cool shot, and you can kind of see all this red back here for Thursday. So you can see, like I talked about, it's starting to expand eastward. And it's still a little bit below normal Friday morning for Florida, but that'll change. There's that cold air that's dipping down for the weekend across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. So, but you kind of see, yeah, look, as we head through Sunday and Monday, this whole part of the country is starting to warm up really good. And yeah, this is by, Tuesday. I mean, look at this. Most of the United States will be near or above normal. So that zonal pattern, that west-east pattern kind of will do that, especially, in the wintertime. So as the jet stream kind of remains pretty far north. So yeah, so that's what you're looking at. I'm not going to really show you the temperatures. It's going to get warm. I mean, I can give you a glimpse. That's Tuesday. Look at that. 70s or 60s and 70s all across the south. So it's going to be nice, even into the southwest. A little bit cooler out here, in the 40s, but that's still, near to above normal. So, yeah. And, I'll just give you a glimpse at the weekend. See that cold air kind of up in this area. But yeah, even look at this. It's warming up. So, yep, warm is the word. So, for most of the U.S., anyways. Hey, have a good day, and Wixman Ray out.